So this video is going to serve as a short reminder on how to use code-based beings in AUs, especially for Undertale, multiverse power scaling stuff, but it can be applied more generally. First of all, what the multiverse calls coded AUs, we'll be calling digital realities, and their inhabitants we'll be calling codelings. This terminology may be familiar if you've read up on Sulfur Network, my project prominently featuring codelings. So to start off, I'm going to give a picture of how digital realities are generally presented in Undertale multiverse content, and then we can correct it from there. First of all, digital realities are often presented as just like normal realities, but with like arbitrary game abstractions on top of it. But really the video gaminess should show through at every step. For example, imagine if a sentient AI was hooked up to a Minecraft mob, and its only source of input and output is the Minecraft game itself. It can break blocks, look around, talk and chat even, but it can't do these human things that we often see this kind of character doing regardless in fiction. From the outside, it's basically a Minecraft player character. And since a lot of these digital realities seem to be intended to have roughly the level of fidelity of a video game, but with the added digital consciousnesses, they really should damn well act like it. So the thing to ask is, what would a player be able to do if they were playing your digital reality as a game? Then your codeling should have that exact same input and output available to them. And another key point is that there is an outside. Multiverses are already sketchy enough, but most simply, a digital reality is something non-coded beings connect to with a client rather than visiting in person. And that honestly gets into the other key point that I want to bring up. Code, when we talk about it in the sense of digital realities, doesn't look like this, or like this. It actually looks like this. Most of the code itself doesn't actually matter as long as you can say what each script does or what each file does or whatever. What actually matters is assets, folders, file structure, all that, which often gets essentially ignored when fiction deals with coding of any variety. Instead, we get code being treated as I was said, instead we get code being treated as this abstract substance that makes stuff up in these universes, which while vaguely true is misleading as it doesn't really make stuff up the same way materials do IRL, it's more so it defines stuff. Which reminds me, in a digital reality on its own terms, there's no such thing as glitches. Because the distinction between glitches and any other emergent behavior lies entirely outside of the digital system. And even ignoring that, video game glitches tend to not look like this, but instead like this. Or perhaps this. Congratulations, Coach J-Mac, by the way. And using them to gain an advantage tends to look more like exploiting a loophole than like whatever Undertale AUs do. And also, if your world has players who regularly interact with the codelings, the revelation that the world resides in a larger ultimate reality isn't really that shocking. Sophia First Comment lives in New York, Herobrine lives in his Minecraft world or whatever. It just becomes a location, albeit a rather metaphysical one. And with that, here's the completed comparison sheet between how digital realities are conventionally represented in stuff like Undertale AUs, and how I believe they should be most accurately represented in fiction. If you have any thoughts or comments on this, please let me know. Goodbye!